Thanks for watching Down the Road We Go. In this episode, we'll leave our RV behind and head for Virginia, where we'll have Thanksgiving with the kids and the grandkids. And along the way, we'll start our top 5 for Season 2. So come along for the ride as Down the Road We Go. Hi, Shirley.
You and your cameras.
Yeah. Yes, it's Down the Road We Go again. We're on I-40 heading towards Virginia to visit our grandkids and kids over Thanksgiving. So we thought we'd jump in and tell you about our 5 places that we really liked in the last season. So stand by. We'll talk from 5 to 1 our best places to go. On with the trip. Okay, we got a schoolie we're coming up on here. Let's see who this is. Nice rack up on top. Doesn't say.
Mississippi.
It's from Mississippi. Okay, we're on I guess we're in a rest stop on I-40 East heading towards Virginia for Thanksgiving, and we thought we'd take a break here and talk about our top 5 places that we'd like to go to in Season 2. So number 5 was the Pima Air Museum, which is in Tucson, Arizona. And being an airplane freak, I loved it. They had great displays inside and outside. I think we need to go back and do it again and maybe give a little more time to the inside displays, because they were really slick and they had people in there that tell you all about the airplanes. And what was your thoughts on it, Shirley? Did you like it?
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I'd like to go to the boneyard.
Yeah, but you have to make reservations at least a week to 2 weeks ahead of time, because they do background checks.
Yeah,
so don't let. It's not like it used to be. Used to, you could go out there and they had tours, but now with their new CEO, he wants to know who everybody is that goes out there. So
yeah, we drove around the base, and we've got a little bit of video of from the outside. But it'd be more interesting to take a trip up and down the aisles and really check it out. F-16s. Ooh, it's a tail of a B-52 Stratofortress. That's where the tail gunner would be. Pretty cool. This is what I first worked on when I was in the Marine Corps. F-4 Phantoms. Not that model, that's the Air Force model, but basically similar. This place is huge outside. They got a lot of airplanes. Okay, show you the difference between 2 jet engines here. This was what's called a centrifugal flow, which means the air comes in the front centrifugally around there like that. Okay, it feeds into the compressor and the combustion chambers into the turbine and thrust out the back. And notice it's kind of short, you know, and it's not a real powerful engine. It's only got 5,200 to 6,100 pounds of thrust. But it's because the air is not going down the middle. It sucks it from around the side and feeds the compressor and then into the... This is what's called an axial flow engine. You'd have a big steel duct on it like out here, and the air goes straight in to the inlet guide vanes into the compressor, spins the compressor, or well, it doesn't spin it. Going in, once it starts, the turbine is spinning that compressor, compresses the air, and because it's an axial flow, it flows through the engine to the hot section where the turbine is and out the back. And the turbine spins the compressor, which compresses the air for the turbine. See? Where that one goes from around, this one goes straight down. So all modern day aircraft have jet engines like this. They may have what's called a fan on the front of it, which is just like a bigger pre-compressor. It's pretty cool. This would have more horsepower than that, or more thrust, not horsepower, but thrust. All Alright, we got an A7 here. I worked on these in the Navy for a couple of years. This actually belonged to a squadron right next to us there at Lemoore. So pretty cool. Wasn't fast. This airplane will not break the speed of sound straight down full bore, but it was a great bomber. See the 3 pylons on the wings on this side, the 3 on the other side. You got a rocket launcher on the side of the fuselage, so they could carry a lot of bombs and cause them hate and discontent. They were not a fighter, they were a bomber, basically. They were what's called an attack airplane. So in other words, close ground support, they would fly in and drop bombs to, you know, outside of where the troops are and stuff. And they had the rockets just in case they'd run up against somebody that was flying by they needed to shoot, but that usually didn't happen. These A6s, basically, they would outfit these with electronic pods. These were snoopers. They'd fly in and jam radar and jam the radar so that the A7s and the Phantoms could get in and kill the radar. Pretty cool airplane. Really tiny motors, not very big for what size the airplane is, but again, off aircraft carrier or ground. They also drop bombs. They drop bombs, but most of the time they were used as electronic warfare. So anyway, we're going to put a link up here to that video, and of course we've had some B-roll so that you can look at it while we're talking. So in our next stop, we'll talk about number 4. Before we go on for our number 4 pick, we stopped to see the kids and the grandkids in Virginia. It was great to get off the road and enjoy some family time and have a great Thanksgiving together. We just really enjoyed the visit and always do. So let's get back to our number 4 and carry on. Okay, we'd already talked about 5, which is the Pima Air Museum, while we were on our way to Julie's for Thanksgiving. So we're going to have some video of that before this shot. But anyway, we're going to pick up now that we're back at home base in the trailer. We're going to pick up with number 4, which was
Waco.
Waco, yeah.
The silos.
The silos. And I'm not sure why we went there. I think it was...
It's a shopping experience.
Yeah, there you go. Shopping, shopping, shopping. But things were pretty cool. We stayed in a not so great RV park, but it turned out good because we met up with some other RVers and YouTubers that we've been wanting to follow. And we just had a good time.
We had a good time.
We really enjoyed, and the campground wasn't all that bad. It's a little bit muddy. It's down near the swamp, but we went to Waco. We went down there and went to the silos. Didn't stand in line for cupcakes. Okay.
No, too long.
Too long. Yeah, way too long.
But it did take me 45 minutes to check out.
Yeah, it was just a little bit crowded.
With, you know, and it was on a Monday.
Yeah, shopping, shopping, shopping. But you know, we'll cut.
It was a good experience.
Yeah, and we'll show you a little bit of that in this video. We'll cut to it. So this morning, where are we going?
Magnolia Silos.
Going to Magnolia Silos. Chip and Joanna Gaines, and see what's going on there. So down the road we go. So now we gotta wait in line to do what? Just to, if you want to go in the bakery? Oh. That looks like a good choice, not going to the bakery. Oh, the ultimate shopping experience. Here we go. I'm sorry, but there's no cupcake in the world worth waiting in that line. Number three on our list was Ennis, Montana. I almost said Wyoming, but it's Ennis, Montana.
It's a neat town. It's just a little laid back. It's changed a lot. We were there, I'd say, 10 years prior.
Yeah.
And but the campground is really nice, and the backdrop, oh gosh, you could sit there and watch the mountains forever.
Yeah, all the clouds going back and forth and the snow up on it. It was a beautiful little town. A lot of people are retiring there now, and it's a little bit artsy. You know, it's got a brewery there and that sort of stuff. It's on the way to Yellowstone when you come out of Billings, and it's just a good place to stop over. We enjoyed it. In fact, we were going to stay one night, and I think we ended up staying 3 or 4 or something like that. But right near there was the ghost towns of Nevada City and Virginia City. Now, you know, modern day ghost towns where it's another, what, shopping experience? But it had a lot of history and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And in fact, Nevada City wasn't even actually there. They had relocated all the buildings there. And so it was like 2 separate venues, Virginia City and Nevada City, yet all together in one ticket. You had to buy a ticket to take the train and look around and stuff. But it was fun. We had a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was number 3. So on with number 4. What would that be?
You mean number 2?
Oh,
Our second favorite.
our second favorite. Yep, I was wrong. That's a blooper. Gotta go to the reel. Our second favorite was Yellowstone National Park. Now, we've been there before a couple times. We've never camped there. And we didn't camp in the park. We camped outside in Lake Henry.
Henry's Lake.
Henry's Lake. Henry's Lake in Idaho is a state park. The people there...
Probably 20 minutes from entrance to Yellowstone.
Yeah, 20 minutes from West Yellowstone. And the people were very nice there that took care of the place. It was clean. It was... If you take a tent to put up there or like an awning or something...
You better tie it down.
Better tie it down or pull it in before you leave because sometimes the wind gets going about 30 or 35. But it's on a lake, which is real beautiful. They talked about a lot of wild animals running around there, moose being one of them, but we never did get a chance to go down there and check the moose out. But we were there with our good friends, Ray and Anita and their family. So there was 3 RVs, 2 fifth wheels, and Ray's son had his motorhome, so we just had a ball. We got in the truck, 2 trucks, crammed what, 11?
There's 11 of us all crammed in together.
Yeah, 11 people crammed into 2 trucks and went into Yellowstone. And we found after the first day that, now this was the first part of June?
Yes, first week of June.
First week of June. We didn't think it'd be that crowded. But if you didn't go through the gates at 5 or 5:30 in the morning, you weren't going to be able to see anything. So
after 11 o'clock, it is bumper to bumper.
Yeah.
The parking lots are crowded. You know, there's no place to park.
Tour buses are everywhere. So like we wanted to go to Lamar Valley, which is on the complete other side of Yellowstone. So we got there early, about 5:30, I guess.
We went through the gate. The gate wasn't even open yet.
Yeah, well, the gate was open, but nobody was there. It wasn't even manned. West Yellowstone, we just went through right through it at 5:30 and drove all the way across Yellowstone and just had a great time. Lamar Valley, saw a lot of animals, almost hit Wile E. Coyote. He come run out in front of us. And on the way back, we were going to stop at Norris Geyser.
Yeah.
Couldn't even get in. We drove through the parking lot, and it was just...
Couldn't hardly get out of the parking lot.
Yeah, it was just bumper to bumper, no place to park, and people were parking just on the curb. It was ridiculous. So,
but we saw things this year at Yellowstone that we didn't see the previous years that we'd been there. So we had it was really nice to spend it with friends. You know. Yeah,
and we'll put some. A few clips up there at Artist Point and that sort of that was someplace we'd never been before, and it was very, very, very nice. And yeah, it was just gorgeous. It was a big canyon with this great big waterfall. Of course, we find out later that there's a path we could have walked down to right where the waterfall was at the top.
An observation deck.
An observation deck right at the top of the waterfall, but I guess that's for the next time. So, okay, our number 1, Big Bend National Park in southwest Texas. Well, I don't know if it's southwest, but I guess it's kind of northwest Texas. But anyway, West Texas, right along the Rio Grande. There's 2 places there. There's Talingua Ghost Town, which people are restoring some of the buildings and using them for shopping experiences again. But there was a great cheeseburger and hamburger place there on, was it Monday night?
Tuesday.
Tuesday night they had twofers. Yeah, it was Tuesday.
2 for Tuesday.
2 for Tuesday. They have all kinds of fancy cheeseburgers and hamburgers and stuff like that. But on Tuesday, you got to get there like at before 5 o'clock because you got to get in line. You get in and you can get 2 of any cheeseburger or hamburgers you want for the price of 1. And some of them were pretty expensive. We didn't realize that, so we got the 2 cheapest ones. But come to find out later, we could have got one of the most expensive ones, and it still would have been just 2 for price of 1. So great place to go if you ever get down there. We stayed at Lahitas Golf Resort, which they have an RV park there. It's called Mavericks RV Park. It's a little expensive, but boy, it's the scenery is just gorgeous, and they give you a discount on golf. It would only be, what was it, would only be $125 to play 18 holes there, because you stayed in the RV park. I'd hate to see what it was if you weren't staying there, but the roads down there are up and down. There's a lot of up and downs and big hills, and we took a trip up what they call the River Road to Presidio, and there was some ups, and there was a couple grades that were like 30%, and you'd get to the top,
couldn't see over,
and you couldn't see what was on the other side, whether the road went straight, curved, or what. It was just like it was like being on a roller coaster. You get to the top and you slow down, you look, oh, and then down you went. So you don't want to be pulling a great big trailer or a big motorhome down that one. You want to come from the north and come down in there. So but Big Bend National Park itself
it's amazing. It's a huge park.
Huge park. We didn't see half of it, we found out, and we spent a couple days in it. And not only was the scenery beautiful, what did you find there?
I found family.
Really? Yeah, found family. Couldn't believe it. Tell them.
Yep. It was on my dad's side of the family, Sublet family, and it was just, you just never know what you're going to find.
And we're driving along, and I see the sign that said Sublet Ranch. I'm going like, you got to be kidding me. Shirley finds something that says Sublet in the middle of nowhere, and the sign. And so we stopped, and I guess you had found out about it up at the visitor center. So she knew what was coming. I didn't. And she held a picture up when we got home. She had taken a picture of the placard that's there that had a picture of the Sublets, and Mr. Sublet there looked just like her grandfather. Yeah. If you hold a picture side by side. And then we did some genealogy lookup, and come to find out Shirley was related to him, a distant side of the family, but they were relatives. Kind of weird, I mean, in the middle of nowhere, find something like that. But that was on the way to hike Santa Elena Canyon, and that is one heck of a hike. It's about a 300 or 400 foot climb to get up to the top, and it's like this and up and this and a bunch of stairs and stuff, and then you walk back about a mile and a half to where it ends, and it's just straight up and down cliffs on both sides of the Rio Grande River. So the one side is Mexico and one side is the United States, and you walk all the way back, and you get to a place where Shirley made it all the way back. I made it all but about the last 150 yards. My legs gave out and I had to sit down and wait. So what happened when you got back there?
You go into the water.
It goes straight in the water.
Straight in the water.
You can't go any farther unless you want to swim or boat. And got a couple pictures of her back there, and it took pretty much of a day. It was just gorgeous. God, it was just absolutely gorgeous.
But you want to go in the wintertime.
Yes.
Because you wouldn't make it in the summer.
No, you don't want to go in the summer. It's awful hot.
It's too hot.
So that's our top 5, and we're going to have some more video clips on it. And when we come back, we'll tell you what's going on next year. Good morning. Thanks for watching this episode of Down the Road We Go. Now, this is the end of our season 2, and we hope you enjoyed our 5 favorites. Next season will be a little bit different. We're going to kind of add different features to it. One is we're going to give you a little more behind the scenes and show how we make the videos, how we shoot the videos, and how we live in our RV. We're going to do a little more boondocking than we normally do, although still trying to stay cheap if we're in a rest area or in a campground. So we're also going to meet up with our good friends Ray and Anita out west, and who knows what kind of trouble we'll get into then. So come along for the ride as Down the Road We Go. Season 3 coming up. Good morning. Thanks for watching this episode of Down the Road We Go. This might be our... Take 2. Good morning. Thanks for watching this episode. Take 3. And what's coming up in next week, not next week,